This movie's not even out till tomorrow, and they said I could take it today. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my. Spoilers. I'm gonna try to go through this quick because I got a movie I gotta see in a couple hours. Tifa in trouble. I gotta get ready for that for the next review. But let's go through this whole freaking amazing movie. 5 out of 5 stars, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 5. Yeah, 100 out of 5. This is an amazing movie. I'm so excited. Me and 8 other friends are seeing it tomorrow, and then I'm seeing it again with Maddie on Monday, and then I'm seeing it 2 more times. I'm so excited. That dream beginning was amazing. It totally made sense of the trailer moments where you saw the nuclear blast going off. I was like, what? That can't get away from that. Then the losing the plutonium scene was dope. Them taking Luther and then taking the plutonium. Ethan didn't mean to give it away, but and then the twist interrogation. The audience literally cheered for Benji finally getting his mask. I know many people who have been wanting him to have a mask since Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, and he's been like, oh, I can't have a mask. And then in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, he thought he was gonna have a mask, and I go, no mask for Benji. Oh, that whole scene was amazing. I thought they had to give in. I thought they really had to give in. I should have seen it coming. Walker's a great Ethan foil. He's such a dick, but Ethan's still such a saint, like with the oxygen, making sure he doesn't pass out. And that lightning jump was amazing. Last shot of the movie, I want to see that without the lightning, without the clouds. I want to see if that was all really one shot, or it could have been 2, but still so badass. I don't mind. And then the entire bathroom sequence. Oh my gosh, they're trying to make him pass out. Then Walker just and like kind of shatters the laptop, and then the people come in and think they're all fooling around, and then the guy wakes up and then he kicks their asses again, and then he gets shot. And I thought it was Walker shooting him because he has such a reputation for killing all the apostle people every time he finds one, but no, it's Ilsa. And great introduction, great intro moment to Ilsa. And when Ethan says he's going in without a mask, they have to hope that they haven't met Lark. Walker, hope is not a plan, a strategy. You must be new, said Ilsa. Strategy, it's great. And then him talking with White Widow and dealing with the brother and convincing her and defending. White Widow's such a badass. And then Rebecca Ferguson, Ilsa Faust comes out of nowhere and like wraps her legs around the gun shop. And Walker comes in, he's a badass too. He's a tank, jeez. And then they meet and Ethan figures out what the plan is, what they have to do, and it shows the whole attacking the motorcade. The music in the background was perfect because it was the dream sequence, and that was brilliant. I genuinely thought he was going down a dark path just to make sure to get Solomon Lane. But that was great. That was a great fake out for the audience. The next thing is Erica and Walker meeting, and I literally asked, is Walker Lark? I was wondering if that phone, I need to watch it again when I see it tomorrow closely, but I thought the phone that they picked up off the guy who was supposed to be Lark, spoilers, but it's spoilers, was a little cracked, and I asked that, and her question to him and his answer, great. Why would Hunt turn? Why would Lane? Then when Walker figures out that it's Ethan who caught Lane, holy shit, you're the guy who caught him. How long do you think he's going to keep that to himself? That's great. And then I was figuring out, based on the trailer, that Ethan was going to knock him into the water, but him taking the whole plan by the horns and changing it, that was perfect. Hitting him into the water, reversing, having all the bad guys fall out of the back of the truck, that was great. And the whole plan was amazing. Just bottlenecking the trunk and turning it into barricade, 2 motorcycles. I wondered if his motorcycle was messed with by Walker, but eventually he starts it up, so I don't think so. When I was with my daughter at this advanced screening that I saw, and when Lane is drowning, my daughter said, I don't care about him, because she knows who the bad guy is. What else? The virtuosity of the motorcycle sequence. I literally thought virtuosity, because there's like 100 cars driving around for a lot of big shots in the middle of London. If you've seen Fast and Furious 6, they needed to do stunts and they couldn't close off the people. They couldn't keep crowds away, so they had to be really quick about it. And this is so much more complicated. You can't just go through normal traffic doing the stuff Tom Cruise was doing. It's fantastic. Ethan Samuel Jackson Winter Soldier escape, it was great. And then realizing that Benji and Luther were down there and he jumped in the boat. Actually, them earlier with them with Solomon, just so chill, like, hi, police officers. These scenes are so funny. They were making us laugh so simply the entire time. And then the entire scene with the female police officer, it starts with funny, and then it gets tense, and then you're horrified because you see that she's gonna die, and then it just shocks you. So your whole system is heart-stopping when he killed the 4 people, and I didn't realize until thinking about it later, but that implicates Ilsa for the White Widow. He was the one who killed those 4 people. That was so badass. Ilsa almost killing Solomon. That whole chase was crazy. He's still a badass. He did that down the stairs. He did a drifting backwards. Great. And I was thinking when Ilsa's going through the pillars, the close pillar hallway, that it's filmmaking on the level of the Samurai. It's a French film, highly recommended. Much simpler. Grounded? I don't know. Check it out. It's not going to be some crazy Mission Impossible Fallout, but it is beautiful. It's a great film. Highly recommended. When Lane sees that was Ilsa, shut up. Very interesting. Everyone loved White Widow's kiss. That was hilarious. Ilsa's motivations when she finally comes out, that she has to get Lane because he is a threat for British Secret Service if he lets any information out, and as far as they're concerned, she's a threat if she just leaves and doesn't fill that, so that's her way to get their trust back. It makes so much sense. When they meet Alec Baldwin's secretary, I don't know his real name, I'm sorry, the character's name. Their whole plan and just the double dealing and everything with Erica. When he's telling Ethan your own worst enemy, it's usually just a turn of phrase, but then Ethan turns on the secretary and Benji is like, why do I have to be late? And Ethan's just like, look at how big I am. It's like, alright. But then it's magnificent. They leave him with Walker, which I was like, that's a bad idea. And then Solomon doesn't want to leave him. Walker is Lark. But then Solomon's Benji, so good. I loved it. And then the secretary outsmarts Walker by giving him an unloaded gun. It says, I think this one's loaded. It's fantastic. Fantastic. They figured, they guessed. It was a great guess. And then Erica finding out that Walker is Lark and still double-crossing all of them because she needs to be sure. But then the CIA operatives were infiltrated by the Apostles. Another great turn. So many turns that feel so natural and just magnificent and entertaining in such a short amount of time in one sequence, in one location. It's great. And I loved how badass the Baldwin's secretary was, but then he gets shanked by Walker Lark, and his death scene Go also is great. You're just a little sick to your stomach because they sell it. The tracker in Walker that Luther puts, brilliant, and then Luther putting a tracker in Ethan, also brilliant. That was fantastic, and it just continues. It's magnificent. There's much to say about one location, and then we keep going to the chase scene over the rooftop, but we're getting to that. I love that he ran into the mass and he was getting surrounded, and it was hilarious, but then he goes up and Benji's like, why is he running in circles? And then he tells him turn left inside that building when he finally gets there, the one you've seen in the trailers, and he's like, left? You sure? He's like, oh sorry, I had the rotation lock on, and then he throws the chair out the window and everyone's just paused, nervous, and he's like, what are you doing? Go. It's like, I'm jumping out a window. What? You're jumping out a window. Oh, I'm sorry, I had it in too deep. Benji's just hilarious with that. It was so rough, his jump too, because he like knee plants at least and face plants, but these action scenes are hilarious and so rough. I love it. And I wrote down, Tom Cruise just had to outdo his past running scenes. When he finally does catch up with Walker though, hanging on the bottom of that elevator was such a great scene. It made so much sense for Ethan, of all people, to be hanging on the bottom of an elevator and talking to him, and him can't kill him because Solomon doesn't want to kill him because ego, and that villain turn where he just threatens him with his wife being murdered. Oh, so good, so good. Luther talking to Ilsa about the 2 women that Ethan's ever cared about and telling him about the ex-wife. Fantastic. Love that the ex-wife, which I didn't even think was an ex-wife before Patrick H. Thrillums on YouTube was right. They did get divorced, and she is fantastically responsible for her own safety. She is a ghost all on her own, and I love that when he tells Ilsa, you should walk away because it will distract you, and she just immediately says, I'm going with you. When it was revealed that they switched out the tracker and Lane and put their own one in, that was great. That was fantastic. He ends up finding out about it, or he knew about it all along, but still, great idea. They go to Kashmir, India. What up to my Indian audience? scenes that really just had me in there. And then the plot of poisoning the water, fantastic. This is like Quantum of Solace with their water plot, but better. This is what Spectre wanted to be, but better, obviously, because they wanted to be it, but they weren't. But then we get to the point where they need to let the countdown start to deactivate the bombs. Oh, jeez, that's clever. That is pure tension. And then Solomon brought the distraction with his wife, ex-wife, and all the equipment that is giving off like radiation. It's a great plan. Just tension and clever on tension on clever on tension on clever. Love it. Great husband casting. He was, I believe, a bad guy in some previous stuff. I need to look that up, but it made me think, ooh, is this a bad guy in disguise? But it was great for doing that. When Julia tells her new husband that Ethan is on vacation, he says, no, I'm working. It's such a clever way for them to communicate, and she's so smart. And I love that he knows she's so smart that she can pick up on why he's really there. And he just, I'm so sorry, Julia. And then he runs off. Tom Cruise run. We all laughed at that in the theater. And when he was on set for that first stunt down the rope where he falls, and you see it in the trailer, he does it on purpose. All that was on purpose. Oh my gosh, it looked fantastic, even knowing that he was, safe by some means, because he went over the ball. But Simon Pegg and Rebecca Ferguson, who play Benji and Ilsa, didn't know that was part of the stunt. So when they saw that, they thought he was dead in real life. It's fantastic. They actually thought they might not see him again when they had to leave, because they weren't filming for those few weeks and they needed to go home, and it got emotional, but they got so scared. And I love how he was hanging off the ball like a cat. We all laughed at that too. It's fantastic how many things they can do with these action scenes. It's great. And it's not punchlines, it's just what's happening and how you're seeing it. By the way, after Tom Cruise or Ethan Hunt takes over the helicopter in the background with it just spinning, that was fantastic. Everyone loved when we go back to Walker, just in the other helicopter, not seeing the crazy shit that's happening behind him. Loved it. And then when Ilsa said, ooh, I like her about Julia, I love getting one woman's stamp of approval on another. It was very Fast Five, where Dom finds out Letty's still alive, and his new girlfriend, who they break up after, and was very mature. It was like, you don't have to go. I love how they took care of that. And then Ethan trying to drop the ball on the other helicopter we're missing was great, and tips him off. And it continues, but then he goes into the clouds. He falls in there and tries to rush the helicopter. I loved it. Almost hit him too. It was great. I thought Solomon killed Benji. Well, we skipped a couple things. Ilsa finds the bomb. Solomon gets the drop on her. She gets tied up. Benji finds where she is, and then Solomon gets the drop on Benji. And we all thought, and Benji just fell, but he snapped Benji's neck. We went back to the helicopters, but he is insane with the martial arts. Solomon Lane. It's nuts how good he is with that. And Rebecca's tied up. The more she pulls on this, tighter it ties her neck, but she almost breaks her back smashing that chair behind her just so she can try to help Benji. And I love the layer upon layer of tension. I'm just going to read it out really quick. Ilsa fighting Solomon while Benji is choking from the noose. Benji giving up his footing because Ilsa gives him some so that he's not choking to kick Solomon and save Ilsa. And Ilsa is almost close to killing Solomon, but she has to give that up to save Benji. And then Benji is dead, but he face smashed, and he's just there. I love that extra second that we got before he woke up. Oh my gosh, that must have hurt so much, because it didn't even look like there was a pad. It looked like he face smashed. The helicopter impact when Hunt hits Walker's helicopter, that was intense. Even if it was CGI, I don't know how they could do it not CGI. But with all these real stunts, you get confused about what's real or not. That's a great magic of Tom Cruise being insane with his stunt work. I love that. And then when Luther gets help from Julia and she's done, and he's like, there's nothing else you can do. Be with your husband. That was beautiful. I love that. We skipped through one thing, which was before that, which is the helicopters falling through the cliff face. That was crazy. That was nuts. And then Walker just gets the Bond villain treatment with the shit spray in his face and burning half his face. I love that, and I love how Solomon was hog-tied. We all laughed at that too. It's great. The music between Walker and Hunt fighting on that small plateau for the cliff. The music was fantastic. fantastic. When they fell over and they were both holding on to the rope, but the rope kept slipping, Ethan letting go of the rope I thought was just Tom Cruise being crazy, but it was totally smart, and Walker did it too. And then he's just clever enough to pull on the rope and right in the forehead for Walker. My daughter was with me and she laughed maniacally on and off for 3 minutes. She laughed straight for like 30 seconds at least, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot when you just have a kid laughing. Like, at that, and people were laughing because she was laughing so long. I need to show her a ton of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood to balance out this movie. Oh, what a great ending for that. Epic. Fake out to white. Everyone was tense in the theater. We thought, oh no, did the bomb go off? And then when it comes back, it faked us out with a sunset, with the clouds that looked like a mushroom cloud when it was light. When it was fading back to reality and it was just still a little light. But that was great filmmaking, great cinematography. And then when Ethan wakes up, he thinks he's in a dream again because he's had 2 dreams, and it's very clever how that's been setting that up. And it's not just reminding us that he's missing his wife or worried about his wife constantly, but then bringing it back to the real world for the actual story. That was great. And I love how when Erica comes, they said she got him in front of half the Indian army. That was magnificent. I love that. Then she tells him, we need people who care about the one as much as the million, so I don't have to. Again, we just laugh. It makes so much sense for that character. Julia and Ethan reconciling was beautiful. And when Ilsa hugs Julia, and she might say something, she might just lean her head a little bit on hers before she leaves. That was a beautiful moment between the women of Ethan Hunt's life. And then Ilsa and Ethan coming together. I am so fantastically excited about this movie. Like I said, I'm seeing it with 8 friends tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic. Seeing it again Monday with Maddie, and then I have 2 more tickets after that I can go to. And it's just the best. It just keeps getting better. And it's so fantastic, and it does even more. I know that Jeremy Renner wasn't in this one because they didn't have a full script when they started, so they couldn't guarantee what time they needed him for the shooting, so he had to just give his responsibility to Avengers 4. But man, this movie is so balanced, and they were saying in reviews that they get sidelined even more, but no. Benji had a lot to do, Luther had a lot to do, Ilsa had a lot to do. I mean, for Benji and Luther, much more than Rogue Nation, I believe, especially with how much in the ways that, their lives were being threatened. It was, I loved it. It was fantastic. I'm so excited to see it 4 more times in theaters and buy it and own it. And, the only thing that could make it better is if Paramount had its movies on Movies Anywhere, because I would love to not have to buy this on iTunes and Amazon, to enjoy the Amazon and then get all the special features on iTunes. That would be just great. Please, Amazon. But seriously, fantastic. What did you think? What were your favorite moments? I know I've just been gushing, but you just gush. That's all there is for this movie. There's gushing. Was there anything bad? It was so great. The filmmaking, virtuosic. I've never ever seen a film and thought, this reminds me of Les Amourad. That's a high bar for me. Thank you. I'm sure it was windy, but I just had to find a place that wasn't in the sun and wasn't in my car. Comment down below. See if there's anything in the description that you like. I got a lot of things, a lot of links, things going on. Remember, don't stop.
What's up? If you want to find me anywhere, follow me at Manda Odang, MandaOhdang.
And since you're on the channel...
No. We don't have time for that. Follow me.
Okay, the link's in my description.
Thanks.